Sorry.
Hello, my name is Cody from the band Surprise Privilege, and today I'll show you our entire recording method. Surprise Privilege recording method. Some people have asked us about this, and since we record, mix, and master everything by ourselves, I thought I might share. Disclaimer, this is a very cheap, very shitty recording method. If you care about your music sounding like shit, don't use this method. If you care about providing the ideal listening experience, don't use this method. And don't use this method. Here's what your track could sound like if you follow these steps.
I wanna be you cause I wanna fuck you. I think I want another beer and then we took it out of here. I think I'm gonna fuck it up. Finger on the battle bus. What the fuck is my card?
Things you need. Number 1, a device with GarageBand on it. Yes, we use fucking GarageBand for like everything. You need your instruments. Obviously. You need a microphone. We only use 1 or 2 microphones. We have a blue Yeti USB microphone and a Shure PG58 microphone, but a Shure SM57 would probably work better. An audio interface is optional if you only want to use the USB mic. Either one works. For drums, I want you to pretend that this is all set up. You use this one, the blue Yeti. Make sure the gain is all the way down, and this thing is set to the one that looks like a dick tip. This is the front of the mic. Something like that. Facing towards the snare, alright? Suppose you wanted to use this other mic. You got a mic stand, or something whatever. You can get your friend to hold it. You would put it like this, right next to the snare, right above the bass drum. Guitar stuff, sometimes we use this one, and sometimes we use this one. You just plug it into whatever thing you have in, and sometimes you leave it here, sometimes you have it over here. This will change the tone of the recording. If you put it higher, it'll have more treble. Lower, more bass. At least that's what I've found out. You can put it like fucking anywhere though. So here's an important thing. Microphone distance matters. The tone will sound different depending on where the mic is relative to where the sound is coming from, okay? Do a little bit of fucking engineering, use your brain, okay? And figure out what tone you want to have. Suppose you're feeling sensitive and you want to record acoustic music with an acoustic guitar or something. Get your mic, either one, doesn't matter. Mic stand or your friend or something. Boink. Point it towards the sound hole. For vocals, you would use this mic. You would sing as if you were doing it live. Most of our stuff, besides our most recent ones, are recorded not in this way, actually. What we did was we just put it on a mic stand and just did it boring. So the first thing you do when you have your shit set up is to open fucking GarageBand. Once this pops up, you choose record using a microphone. Make sure your audio inputs are correct. You can change all that by going into settings here. Preferences, audio. Your output device can be, whatever fucking output you want. Input device, make sure this is on the right setting. So if you have a USB mic, make sure it's on that. If you have your other mic, make sure it's connected to that, whatever. You can click this if you want to hear the tempo clicks. You can click this if you want to count in before you record. All you have to do now is record your tracks. If you want to hear yourself while you record, you can press this, and then whatever you play here while you're recording is just going to be played back to you through your headphones. You can make new tracks by pressing Command-Alt-N, and it'll pop up with this again. Next step is mixing. What the hell is mixing? So now you have all your garbage recorded. You got all your tracks, starting with drums. Record drums first, record guitars next, and then bass, and then vocals, whatever. For guitars, I like to record two tracks and pan them out, one on either side. This gives your song, your track, more width, more spread. Alright, I like to adjust the bass a little bit this way and this way and this way. Anything you fucking want, okay? Make sure everything has its own space. Here's an important step that I missed. You see that master volume? Make sure that's at 0. Adjust these knobs on each track to make sure that relative to each other, they sound fine and acceptable. Now, this knob is the compressor, and what it does is if you have a track that has parts that are too quiet and too loud, it makes the quiet parts a little bit louder and makes the loud parts a little bit quieter, so it's not that dynamic. Man, I don't know what mixing is. Anyways, follow the guide on this picture. If you do not know what that means, do something like this. Open up a track like this. This is the guitar track. Go to this, double click it. These are the frequencies of noise that you're hearing. A normal person would use this to cancel out the low end and everything. You can do whatever you want though, okay? This guitar track in particular is super fucked. We fucked up the recording, so I had to pull down basically everything to make it listenable, barely. This is a slightly better example. You see, I don't need all this low end. That's for like the bass frequencies or whatever, so I dragged this shit down, canceled it out, increased the frequencies that I liked up a little bit. You don't need to do it that much at all, really. Pull the frequencies you don't like down. You can play around with this, make sure everything sounds good. A lot of our stuff actually does not do this at all, so that's why it sounds like trash. Make sure to turn off auto normalize. Go to settings in GarageBand. Click advanced. Make sure auto normalize is off. This will fuck up your whole shit. Make sure it's off. So once you've mixed all your shit together, it's time to export your track. Press share. Export song to disk. You can save this as a WAV file or an AIFF file. I like to use WAV. So then you can drag your exported track to the same project on a new track. This is gonna be your master, okay? Click this so you don't hear all the other garbage while this is going on. Mastering is basically just doing the same thing as mixing, adding final touches and making it a bit louder or quieter depending on what you want to do. So you click channel EQ. Do all this garbage. Do whatever you want, okay? It's basically mixing. Parts you don't like, put them down. Parts you do like, put them up. If it's too quiet, you can click another plugin down here. It's called gain under the utility section. Click that, turn it up, see what it does. To make sure you have a decent level over here, you can drag another song you get off Bandcamp that's actually mixed and mastered, and you can drag it right next to it. And then you can listen to them both and see if they're the same volume. Once that's done, drag this end marker over here down to where your track ends. This will make sure it only exports your mastered track. And there you go, that's pretty much it. You can post this garbage to Bandcamp or SoundCloud or whatever streaming platform you want. Step 5, discard everything. Throw that exported file in the trash. Go back into the project and export each stem individually and send them to James Mankey, who will then try his best to make your tracks not sound like complete fucking ass.